So what now? Well, we bring in attorney Anahita Sedaghatfar. She's of counsel for the Cochran law firm.
Yes.
Anahita, now that she's back on the job, if she refuses to do her job, can she be held in contempt again?
Absolutely, but here's the thing, she's not backing down. We saw that, but she's not stopping her employees from issuing the marriage licenses. But she said, I'm not going to sign off on them, I'm not going to verify them. So what they did is they took her name off the license. They're issuing them now pursuant to court order. And she's saying, that's fine, they can do that. I'm not going to interfere, therefore I'm not in contempt. I'm not sure I agree with that. But at the end of the day, yes, if the judge believes that this isn't okay, if he's not okay with the issuance of the licenses this way, he can throw her back in jail and he can fine her.
Doesn't this kind of make everyone happy in the sense that, I mean, she says that they're not valid, but if the state says they're valid, I mean, she's not the judge.
Yeah, it's
and then
right?
she didn't have to
let her
go
sit
against
there while everyone else issues the
beliefs.
licenses.
Right.
They get their marriage licenses. They're married. The state says it's okay.
But
fine,
where does that leave everyone, though? Because she's saying they're not valid. You have the governor and some state officials saying, yes, they are valid. So really, I think that we just need to wait and see what the judge is going to do. If the judge is content, okay, this satisfies my ruling, that's fine. If not, throw her back in jail and sort it out.
What does the woman do to lose her job? And I want to, if you have one job, which is to sign marriage licenses, and you refuse to do that job, when do you lose your job?
That's a great question, and here's the thing. Because she's a publicly elected official, they can't fire her. She can be impeached by the legislature, which many are saying it's not likely to happen. She has a lot of supporters there. Or if the Attorney General decides to punish her criminally, if they find her in criminal contempt, then they can have her step down. And it's okay for her to have these beliefs. I've said this before on your show. She has every right to her religion and to believe marriage is between a man and a woman, but she's a public official. And when she took that job, she took an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution, and the Supreme Court has said gay marriage is a constitutional right. It's the law of the land.
It's pretty obvious to me when she was reading this statement that these were attorneys that came up with all this stuff. She kept talking about she needs an accommodation in her job. An accommodation. She used that word several times today. So she's using this religious accommodation. I need one to stay in this job. Is it setting it up so that if she gets fired, she can sue then the state government?
Right.
On
religious grounds.
That's such a great point. That's exactly what they're doing. That statement that she read was clearly written by her attorneys. That wasn't her speaking from her heart. And yeah, her attorneys are continuing to fight this. They're filing motions saying the state needs to accommodate her religiously. And they said, just have the state issue these certificates under different authority, under the state's name, under the governor's name. Take her name off of it. But I think the lower courts have been so consistent in their rulings because she filed her lawsuit. She lost. She appealed. She lost. And the courts are saying, look, this is going to create a very dangerous, slippery slope. We know what the law of the land is. You took an oath. That's part of your job duty. You have to issue these marriage licenses. And really, it does create a dangerous, slippery slope because what's next? Can a county clerk say, I'm opposed to interracial marriage. I'm not going to issue interracial couples a marriage certificate, or I don't believe in divorces. I'm religiously opposed. Can I then refrain from issuing marriage licenses to divorced individuals? So the courts just don't want to go there.
It is. And how do you prove what your religious convictions are? Because I'm always curious. I mean, what do you need to prove that this is against my religious beliefs? As many have pointed out, you know, she's been married 4 times. She had children out of wedlock. So, you know, she's basing this on her Christian moral beliefs. But what if people make up their own religion that says,
what if you're satanic? And then you're satanic, and you're like, well, these people believe in God, and I don't, so I won't marry them.
The standard has to, the burden's on the plaintiff. She has to prove that it's a genuine religious belief, and she does have to be accommodated by her employer only if they can reasonably do so, and they also need to be able to prove a compelling interest. And I think here, again, the courts have been very consistent that the compelling interest is this is the law of the land. The United States Supreme Court has held that gays have a constitutional right to get married. So it's going to be pretty difficult for her to meet that burden, especially in light of all of the lower court rulings here.
All right. We're just going to have to wait and see.
We're not done, right?
No, we're not done. This is just the beginning. I'll be back, I'm sure.
All right. Good news for us. Thank you, Anahita.
Thank you.